extend my thank you to those who subscribe, like the channel, and just, we're growing, we're getting better. Today's topic I want to discuss, the narcissist lives in a delusional world, a fantasy world. Before I continue, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this content. This channel is mainly for insight purposes, and it can get a bit graphic, but it's all to give you all the real, to show you all that narcissists do not care about what they do. They know it's wrong, they know it's terrible, but it's fun to them, it's a game to them, it's immaturity at its finest, right? So, the narcissist lives in a delusional world. Narcissists have a grandiose mindset. Grandiose meaning they're high-minded. They believe that they are the superior being over all human beings. And you're like, what? How could they think like this? I don't know why they think like this. I think it's a defense mechanism to combat the reality that's hitting them every single day, right? They're constantly in a battle between fantasy and reality. They have to keep a mask up 24/7. And no matter how arrogant or how loud they are, no matter how confident or dominating they may seem, they are very fragile beings. And the one thing that can crush their delusional world is a harsh dose of facts and truth about themselves. They will fight you head to toe, left to right, north to south, east to west. They will fight you to prevent themselves from accepting the reality. See, when you're an empath, you accept things for what it is, and you make adjustments to your life so you can become a better person, because this is what this life is all about. Life is about evolution. Narcissists do not evolve. They don't evolve at all. They're always doing the same thing. It's the same game. They're constantly trying to make themselves seem like they're so important that they are of value to the world when they add no value at all, right? And how many times have you tried to love somebody who adds no value? So, narcissists live in a delusional world. What they portray themselves to be is not matching up to the reality upon how they live, how they operate, right? They have to put on a false self. But if that false self gets triggered in any kind of way, they retaliate. They can say like, oh, yeah, big things are coming for me. I'm now meeting up with millionaires and all this other stuff. But in reality, all they is to those millionaires is just a do boy. Like, do what I tell you to and get out my face. But they make it seem like, oh, since I know millionaires, I'm going to be a millionaire. Because mind you, narcissists always need to meet people who are successful. They don't target people who are low-hanging fruit like them. They always target the ones who got their stuff together. The name of the game is to tear you down, to make themselves feel good. It's a high that they get. It's a rush. It's like video games, They get a rush from beating someone. And unfortunately, that is how their brains are wired. They live in a delusional world, people. A fantasy realm where they believe that they are the top leader, the top head honcho. They even, when a narcissist has children, they raise that child in the ways of tyranny. They dumb down their children. They desensitize their children. They make them cold on the inside. They don't have any feelings towards others. They teach their children this game. It's never good to leave children around a narcissist for long periods of time, because the children, they pick up on these behaviors and they become that just to fit in. See, when we were around narcissists, we were just only trying to fit in. We was only trying to be loving. We was only trying to be like, hey, I got your back. But in their minds, they don't want somebody that has their back. They don't want an equal. They want somebody that's beneath them, because that's the only way they can feel good about themselves, right? They live in a delusional world because that world helps them escape from reality. It helps them escape from the shortcomings that they're faced with every single day. It helps them escape from the ghosts from their past of all the people that they trampled on. Let's just put it like this. Narcissists are bullies. They have a bully mentality. They don't have any remorse for who they terrorize or who they hurt. But in the midst of all that, they feel like that they're large and in charge, and that everybody else deserves their meanness. You know, and a lot of people out there who still dealing with narcissists are still trying to do their best to fill the narcissist needs, you know, to make them feel better. But you're working hard to try to fill a void that's unfillable. That is a void that is unfillable, y'all. Right? So, they are delusional people. They live in a fantasy world. They believe that they're head honcho, big boss, kahuna. But in real life, they can't even, they barely can get a McDonald's sandwich. You feel me? Broke as can be. Broke as a joke. And the ones that are rich, there is no happiness with them. You know what? There are rich narcissists out there. They have the mansions, the cars. They have all of it. The charismatic attitude. But ultimately, they're so empty on the inside because they have no one to share it with. Imagine being rich. You have all the riches. You got the mansions, the yachts. And you don't have someone genuine to share it with, because every person that comes across your path, you chase them away with your arrogant, immature, spiteful, disgusting ways, dirty ways, right? That is how these rich narcissists are. They have it all, but they have nothing. They don't have any support. They don't have anyone that's going to really be there. And if anybody comes along, it's just to use them for what they have, right? That's why we live in a society where, like, you ever see those people that they see a celebrity, they be like, oh my gosh, there he is, let's go over to him. Like, oh my gosh, I love your music, I love your stuff so much. Those are your narcissists, because they're trying to find a way to get in with the celebrity so they can get some kind of money out of them. You know, it's a game. Let's butter up the celebrity, hope they'll give us a few stack of change. They do it to Floyd Mayweather all the time. You know, they do it to many other celebrities all the time. Butter them up, tell them about their problems. Yeah, I'm going through this, I'm late on my rent. You know, they go grab a bag full of money. Here you go. You know, in this life, right? Not in this life, in this country. I'm going to start with America because I've been here most of my life. Money means everything here. On the dollar it says, in God we trust. It's not the God that we're talking about or the Almighty Creator. In God we trust, meaning the paper money, the money, the coins, the gold, the silver. They trust in that. You know? So, narcissists are just like that. They trust in the money. They don't care about spirituality. I've met spiritual narcissists that will tell you, hey, you're doing a great job by sending me money. You're doing a great job by tithing, tithing to this congregation. You're giving so much, but you're receiving so little, because that's what makes them move. That's what makes them stick around you, is the money, really. It's the money. So ultimately, like I said before, They live in a delusional world, and they only deal with people who's of high regard, of high success, right? They live in a delusional world, y'all. They cannot see their shortcomings. They can see them, they choose to ignore them. See, the difference between empaths and narcissists, we face reality head on. We see it for what it is, and we accept it, and we make adjustments. They don't make adjustments. They do the same thing over and over and expect a different outcome. Let me abuse somebody into getting me what I want. Right? That's why in the male narcissist video, I was like, I cannot understand why women like dudes that abuse them from head to toe, and these women will do whatever for this person. Like, there's no self-dignity, there's no self-respect. And it's the same thing with men. Some men, they get with some women, and the woman that they're dating abuses them from head to toe, but he will still go and do what he can for her. It's like you're fighting a never-ending battle, right? It's like, oh, I love it when they're loving me. But did you know that's just a ploy to control you? Because they're trying to make you fit this narrative in their delusional reality. When you meet a narcissist, right, you have a role that you're assigned. You are compartmentalized into something that they want you to do. Especially those spiritual narcissists, those pastor narcissists, man, they'll have you passing the plate around to the congregation. They'll have you doing all kinds of stuff. Yeah, that's your role. That's what you're supposed to do. But see, the thing about narcissists is, right, in order to fulfill their delusional reality, they need people. And when they don't have people, they rage. They cannot take the fact that they're by themselves and they have to handle reality on their own. Because that's when reality hit them, is when they're on their own. They can only keep up the mask for so long until somebody be like, you know what, I'm fed up. And it's unfortunate, some people take years to actually catch on to their mask and to their abusive ways. Right? So, narcissists live in a delusional world, a fantasy world. It's not real. Anything that they tell you more than likely is going to be a lie or some stuff that they made up in their head. Because that's what's going to make them feel superior over you. They don't want people that's equal. They want people underneath them. But it's better for someone who has high status that they can tear down to bring underneath them. That's the rush they get. They're tearing good people down, strong, good people with good resources, good supply down. It's like, yes, I took down the stronghold. Because that's all they're about. They're about taking down the stronghold. They're called Suplanters, which they try to Supplanter means to overthrow, basically, to overthrow the head, overthrow the leader. That's what the narcissist is, a supplanter, right? Because in their world, they feel like, I'm the boss, I'm in charge, I don't care if you're a millionaire, I'm supposed to be superior to you. These are not people who are rational. These are not people who have a good understanding of reality, because their reality is distorted. It's a fantasy world that they live in. They're the type to tell you that you're under a delusion, but they're projecting the fact that they're under a delusion onto you. They're telling you, you're delusional, but really, they're the ones that's delusional. They're under a big spell, y'all. Narcissists are under a spell that they create. And they will always, always self-destruct. That is how they operate. They will always self-destruct. Because when that delusional world or that reality gets tampered with in any kind of way, they rage. I've seen narcissists punch holes in the wall. I've seen them do all kinds of stuff. Just for the simple fact that their delusional world came tumbling down and now they've been brought to reality. But I just wanted to deliver this message to you all. The narcissist lives in a delusional world. That's the reason why they felt like it was okay to abuse you. It was okay to do certain things to you, lie to you, smear your name, to make it seem like you're wrong, when in all reality, they're the devils perpetrating these horrible acts against humanity, right? So this is Times with the Narcissist playing, and again I want to say I love y'all, and understand one thing: they live in a false reality. They're going to tell you that you're delusional, but really it's them, because they're good. Immature people project. Immature people gaslight. Only immature people cannot accept their evil, dirty ways. They don't like to be held accountable, especially in front of a crowd. They will do everything they can to prevent their false reality to be nullified and void, because it doesn't exist. It's just false. It's fake. But they have to keep up this false reality to escape the real reality. Alright? So I love y'all, and continue to share, like, subscribe. There'll be more content on the way. But thank you, my YouTube fam, for joining. Those who are new, welcome. This is a channel for inspiration and understanding, and anything I say is out of love. Alright?